Yo guys, so I wanted to make a quick video on my mana miners in 3.26. Here I have a footage of me doing Fortress. Oh, by the way, I did Uber Series and many other Ubers. The build is fine. It got nerfed by like 45% total damage. It sounds like a lot, but we got mercenaries this league, which sort of fixes the damage issue. It's definitely not as strong as last league, which is why I kind of want to find a new skill to use. Probably a spell, but there's really not any new good candidates right now. The best is probably Eye of Winter, which I don't want to play. As you can see, this build has insane recovery. We're just walking over those Cyrus puddles, but we lack max hit. On PoB, I think my max hit is like 80k, which is in tier 17 you die, obviously. 80k is not enough. You need Progenesis. Currently, a Progenesis is I think 90 divines. Uh, yeah, I ain't paying that. I'm gonna wait for it to maybe drop a little before I do it. This build is currently running on a 52 divine and 4000 C budget, which is very low for what you normally want on this build. Last league, I started this build with 400 divines and I kept on spending. It really does sink a lot of currency, which is good if you want a build that you can play for a long time. So let's quickly skip to the bossing. The damage is not going to be impressive. You're not going to look at this and think this is the next best build. It is not. It's mana miners. We got nerfed so hard. But it's okay. Like it kills it. I farm T17 strong boxes on a regular basis, and so far I don't really see an issue. I've never failed a T17 before. They've all been pretty smooth. But I do die occasionally. Again, I wish I had Progenesis. Let's move on to the gearing. So for the wands, it's the exact same as last league. The only thing different is that these wands are not perfect. I spent like 10 divs each, while last league I spent 200 divs each on the wands. I will upgrade these later, I hope. Indigon. This is how mana miners work. Every time you press Arcane Cloak, you can see it spends a lot of your mana for some big spell damage. That spell damage is then applied to Power Siphon. If you're using a spell, you still get damage. So you can really use any spell here and transfigure gems. I just don't really have the time to test everything. Plus, if you want to test, you probably need new weapons. Like you can't use these. You need like scepters maybe. For the cloak, this is the best in slot option for most people, unless if you're going for a really high-end budget and you want to self anoint this. Mind over matter. You gotta like spend what's that? 8 points. Ain't nobody spending 8 points for that. Amulet. It's the best cheap option. The next best option is a perfect simplex, which is upwards of a mirror. Here for the rings, it's just life and mana. These are really cheap. Life, mana, chaos res, and you want accuracy. It's really important to get accuracy here because here, let me just take these off. Wait. Oh, I can't even take them off because I don't have enough int. If you remove Azir's foible, you also have to look out for requirements. These require 245 int to wield. Jesus. Gloves. They removed +1 projectile craft here. Normally we don't have to get it on implicits, but now we do. You also want Intimidate here. Dance of the Offered. You can see I'm missing 2 links here. Green and red. It is not hard to guess what it is. It's Empower and Enhance. Currently for level 4s, they go for like 7 div each. I don't really want to spend 14 divs right now, but it's best to have those. The belt, this is not really the correct belt. You should have a Stygian Vise with Mine and Trap throwing speed, which is a essence mod, and then life and mana, along with flask modifiers like ink duration, reduced charges used, and stuff like that. For the links, returning projectiles, I still use this even though they nerfed it. Uh, You could use like increased critical strikes damage and stuff like that, but I prefer having it still. Here, this exact number, 15385 on the Lethal Pride, gives us 15% double damage and 4% maximum life. This jewel is very nostalgic. You can see Chainbreaker here. This is the perfect jewel from back in like 3.12, 3.13. It's been the perfect jewel for a very long time. You use 2 Transcendent Fleshes here to pair with a Lethal Pride for some big crit multi. They're like 90 crit multi each. We run a CB Third of Hope here. I bought this for 5 divines. If you just want like a massive ring one, it's like 20C, so it's really cheap. For the clusters, you mainly want Scintillating Idea. This is the only mod that really matters here. As long as you have this and it's in like this front part, you'll be okay. For the mediums, you want Liquid and Spiked for one of them. For the other 3, you want Distilled and Liquid. We run Deadeye on the Forbidden Flesh and Flame, but you can run anything. You can even run Berserker. You can run um, what's this one called? Inquisitor. You can also run Elementalist. Like there are so many options here. It doesn't really matter. I run Deadeye because of Tailwind. I like running fast. Oh, here we have this. You don't need this for like normal mapping, but for T17s, it is likely you need this. It often rolls a mod that says 50% chance for enemies to block your attacks, which, when scaled by modifiers, goes up to like 90%, which you just cannot hit monsters at that point. You need this node. Alright, and we have Lucky Suppress here. I don't really want to have this. Ideally, you should get like 6 or... I need 6. Most of the time, you need 5 Suppress Tattoos, which is like 10 divs, to replace this Lucky Suppress. You should definitely try to get a bigger suppress roll on the gloves if you don't want to get so much suppress elsewhere. For the Abyss Jewel, we have Avoid Being Shocked to pair with Storm Shroud, and we have Avoid Being Shocked on our flask as well, which gives us avoidance to all ailments. We're also immune to stun. We're also immune to curses, which means most mods on tier 17s that can roll, you just don't care about. We also don't care about like reflect since, with our minds. Anyway, that's it. I'll be upgrading this build a lot more. I'll try to test a few spells. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, please leave them. Especially for spell selection. There are so many transfigured gems, and I don't think I can test them all with like no players playing this. I looked on PoE Ninja, and there was only another guy doing this on an extremely low budget. Like his gear is at least like 10 divs or below. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm Sakura. Hope I make another video.